All right, welcome back. We're talking about the NLC's 494,000 naira wage demand unrealistic. Labour Party's Obiora Ifoh says. I'm going to read a short excerpt from Pulse Nigeria. And it goes, the Labour Party in Nigeria has urged workers' unions to renegotiate with the government on new minimum wage rather than embarking on industrial action. The National Public Secretary of the Labour Party, Obiora Ifoh, made the plea in an interview with the News Agency of Nigeria on Monday. He was reacting to the declared nationwide strike by the organized labor over his demand for a new minimum wage. When I woke up today, I saw a bunch of news everywhere. There's strike everywhere in Nigeria. I think they said NLC. I'm not sure. Okay, ASU, TCU, ICU, ASU. Bring us up to speed. What's going on?
It is industrial meltdown in Nigeria currently because of the streaming difficulty on the part of the government of the federation to come to terms, to come into some agreement with the labor unions, chiefly the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, in the country, over what should be a living wage and minimum wage at the moment. While the government initially had said it proposed certain amount that does not even has not even up to like $50 as a monthly pay. You know, I think currently they are settling for like $60 if you calculate. I mean, 60,000 naira. If you calculate that, that would be like maybe $40 a month. I don't know, my mathematics. If it's right, it should be around $40 a month as the minimum wage for a month in a country. And elsewhere, people make as much as $15, $14 an hour as minimum wage. And you look at the quantum of revenue that comes to Nigeria as an oil producing country, and then where people also pay their taxes, and then all the non-oil revenues coming in, and what helps to feed the greed of some political elected officials, appointees, and senior civil servants, you will understand where labor is coming from. Now, as to what labor is asking for, some 400,000 plus as minimum wage per month, down from 600,000 plus, which they initially asked for. If you calculate what 400,000 would amount to in a month,
494.
Yes,
almost 500.
Yes. So $500. I mean, in a world in which some people make as much as $10,000, $25,000 a month. So and then when you look at the power, the value of Nigerian naira vis-a-vis international currencies like the dollar, pound sterling, what have you, and you also consider you compare between what constitutes or what the labor force is asking for against wages being earned in certain African countries, then you understand that the government of Nigeria may not be seen as serious. The Labour Party man, whom you have quoted from the report that is coming from News Agency of Nigeria, I mean, NAN is a serious news agency, but it is also owned by the government. Now,
sorry, he was just so we get that straight. He was talking to Nan. He's from the Labour Party.
I know.
Yeah.
You said the secretary of a Labour Party in Nigeria.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
So, talking to NAN, the news agency of Nigeria, the news agency of Nigeria, yes, a parastatal news agency, is funded by the government of Nigeria. At this point, what you see them doing, because I listened to a respected senior colleague like Mr. Danladi Bako earlier today. Mr. Danladi Bako, I used to be very close to him, and I respect him a lot. When he was in charge of NBC, the Broadcasting Commission, he was fantastic. And don't forget, he came from the background of sports journalism. And I mean, we the Abitoguns have known that family for a very long time. He was a contemporary of Bashorumba and Abitogun at Crowther Memorial College, Lokoja. So when he came out today and he was talking, and I listened to some journalists on a TV station that is fast becoming like the private sector extension of NTA. You know, I know the government is all out with its forces to disinform, misinform on the intent on what labor is after. Like I said a week ago on this platform, whether you live in the diaspora or you live inside Nigeria, do you feel better under this government today? Did somebody touch the equivalent of nuclear button through a pronouncement that was not adequately and properly thought out when the president said subsidy is gone? All the dynamics, the fundamentals behind that were not properly handled. And so the economy unraveled such that Nigeria's economy today is facing an inflation trend that is well over 74%. Whether you're talking of food inflation or you're talking of economic situation of the country is going through such a serious thing. I think only comparable to what obtained around early 1990s during the introduction of a structural adjustment program. This is even worse than that. It's been long in coming, starting from the time of Buhari up to today. The ruling party in Nigeria does not seem to have a sound and robust economic package. What we have is sing song of hope, renewed hope. What is hope if it doesn't really touch on the quality of life being lived by your people? So what we're saying in essence is this: the strike is on. The government is using subtle blackmail, trying to call for negotiation, but its mind is made up that whether everybody in Nigeria goes to the grave while the ruling class enjoys the very best, it will not matter to them. And they will understand, they should understand that they are only relevant to the extent that they have people to lead. Once everybody is annihilated through the weaponization of hunger in the name of liberal, new liberal economic programs dictated by people who do not even know what Africans or Nigerians are feeling, then I think these people will know that, okay, this is much, much serious than they are bargained for. This is what I think of where Nigeria is today. So the Labour Party secretary that is talking as an individual who has forgotten where it's coming from. The Labour Party and the Nigerian Labour Congress and TUC are supposed to have some ideological convergence.
Alignment.
Well, yes, kind of. Because you look at what Joe Aguero, the president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, has been saying, that the Nigerian Labour Congress, the NLC, is supposed to be a trustee, so to say, part of the owners of the Nigerian Labour Party. But look at the way the secretary of the Labour Party is talking now. saying the demand is not realistic. Where is it coming from? Does it live on the same planet as other Nigerians? It's almost typical of the way elected Labour Party lawmakers are behaving in the National Assembly in Nigeria. They are there. No ideological conviction or stand on anything. They are like pack of yes men. Whatever the ruling party wants is what they want. If the ruling party says, "Oh, go and buy a car for what amount of money, whether it's Nigerian made or not," that is what they stand for. They cannot man up. I wonder if people in the Nigerian Labour Party, if they have some spine at all, they are not behaving like that kind of dynamic opposition, that pragmatic opposition. Whether them or PDP is almost like, oh.
So you're saying they're straddling the fence quite a bit.
Yes. Yeah, and when people, in the words of some thinkers in Africa, when people are like that, it's either they are cowards or they are traitors. They must stand for something.
Yes, they have to stand for something. I agree 100%. Well, we'll continue to watch them. We have some other stories to cover.
Yeah, the hardship coming on the wake of this strike is just too serious. For example, people in public power. Anyway, nobody ever expects power in Nigeria. Anyway, but the national grid has been shut down. The last time that happened, under the administration of Ibrahim Babangida, some people were sent to prison for that because they were viewed as economic saboteurs.
Right.
I hope, this will be properly managed.
Water was disconnected from the senators thing today. I heard.
I can't blink an eyelid over that because because they must feel it the way the average Nigerian does. They must feel it. See, I used to hear some words on Radio Kudirat in those days, during the resistance against them. Some songs on Radio Kudirat during the resistance against Tony Abacha. How them go know? Aso Rock, they far from Olumo. How them go know? So this is how they will know. But once they begin to feel what every other person is feeling. But I hope this comes to some quicker.
Good luck resolution. On that. That was 30 years ago, but we're still on it. I guess the struggle continues. Luta continua.
They always say, "Oh, there has been some glorious moments in the past for Nigeria." I would be 54 this year. I've never known that. They continue to push out the narrative. Oh, life used to be stable in Nigeria. Whenever I was at the old garage, with my maternal grandmother, light used to just go off anyhow, even as a little child in Nigeria in the 70s. Yeah, way back. So when you arrived in Nigeria, say 83, 84, Ola, did you see stable light? You came back here. Was it ever stable? So these are the narratives they push out as if, there had been some glorious past. I think our aspiration should be that some fine hour, let me paraphrase Winston Churchill, some fine hour, some glorious moments should evolve for the country called Nigeria.
All right, hit the like button, share, subscribe, follow, leave your comments. Let us know what you think about that, your thoughts around this. We would like to engage you. Thank you so much. We'll be right back. Check out this next segment.